Pave.
Of paving a parking lot.
Contamination.
There were concerns that contamination could spread through the air.
Shrink.
My sweaters keep shrinking!
Pretentious.
He is a talented but pretentious writer.
Laser.
Preparing to fire laser at the moon.
Identify.
Maybe he can find something that'll help us identify the killer.
Barter.
We only accept American currency, and we no longer barter.
Cue.
A commander could give his officer a cue to attack.
Tenant.
You claim to be a tenant, yet you had no lease.
Medal.
This is an Olympic gold medal.
Inscribe.
And that ring was inscribed with the phrase, "This too shall pass."
Flake.
What's the secret ingredient? Poison?
Red pepper flakes.
Concert.
The family concert was a big success.
Supreme.
In time, the Supreme Court heard the case.
Encounter.
And if you encounter any dangerous wild animals, just call for help.
Lease.
It's a lease for a nice apartment around the corner.
Downward.
Events seem to be taking a downward turn.
Courteous.
Be polite, be courteous, follow the cultural rules of the place you're at.
Evolve.
Dogs evolved from wolves.
Jeopardize.
You think I would betray my own people? Jeopardize the life of my son?
Detergent.
There was something wrong with that detergent. That was way too bubbly.
Parking.
Your car is in parking space number W34.
Imprint.
Can we just forget it ever happened?
No, it's pretty well imprinted on my brain.
Degree.
The angle is 49.1 degrees.
Bulk.
The bulk of his money comes to Alfred and myself.
Spontaneity.
There's no room for spontaneity. It is all gone from our lives.
Mast.
The boat has a mast and a sail.
Inanimate.
You dreamt you were an inanimate object?
Exhale.
The longer you exhale, the more relaxed you're going to be.
Comply.
I comply with the law.
Plantation.
He had a very big tobacco plantation.
Request.
Her request was quickly approved.
Penetrate.
The bullet only penetrated a few millimeters.
Diversion.
I did not know about the diversion of funds.
Endure.
Enough! I've endured this long enough.
Reserve.
There's a nice restaurant nearby. I've reserved us a table.
Overload.
We might overload the plane, so to speak.
Region.
This region is one of the driest parts of Europe.
Absurd.
This sounds absurd, but it happens all the time.
Exemplary.
Your behavior tonight was exemplary.
Leftover.
Oh, we're having leftovers. You can heat them up yourself if you want.
Conservationist.
Conservationists have been trying for years to protect sharks.
Suspect.
We suspect he was murdered.
Adhesive.
Gasoline and styrofoam will get you a really strong adhesive.
Gravitational.
Albert Einstein predicted gravitational waves over 100 years ago.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen is the lightest gas.
Celebrate.
You don't just celebrate Christmas, you actually believe in Santa Claus?
Obsess.
As a boy, Verdi was obsessed by music.
Atomic.
Helium has an atomic number of 2.
Senior.
I was a senior officer, I made a call and you ignored it.
Finalize.
He's here on business, finalizing a deal with the Chinese.
Utter.
What a complete and utter waste of my time.
Outrageously.
I've heard of caviar. It's outrageously expensive.
Mammal.
The largest animal on land, the elephant, is a mammal.
Bear.
She had to walk on the snowy street with bare feet.
Sticky.
The cheese is kind of sticky.
Personnel.
Sam, let's get some medical personnel down here right away.
Inclination.
None of these people have any criminal inclinations.
Particle.
Particles that carry the virus can linger in the air for longer.
Notify.
I'll notify you if there are any developments.
Survey.
The survey found dogs are the most popular pets.
Abortive.
Details are unclear yet as to how they might be repackaging previous abortive peace proposals.
Catholic.
The Catholic Church was very powerful and very rich.
Offset.
He also promised increased spending to offset the economic impact.
Stable.
He has formed a stable relationship with his girlfriend.
Ambiguity.
Well, let me clear up any ambiguity for you.
Retrospective.
Each story ends with a retrospective comment.
Overt.
Obviously, overt prejudice is far from dead.
Contributory.
Smoking is a contributory factor in lung cancer.
Strenuous.
You've had surgery. No strenuous activity, no exercise, no spicy foods.
Puff.
The old woman with the pipe was puffing on it without realizing it had gone out.
Instill. But we have got to instill values in these young people.
Depress.
Crying depressed her.
Avenge.
I know of his wife and his thirst to avenge her death.
Meditate.
Now is the time to meditate on our future.
Ensure.
We want to ensure the safety of our guests.
Gush.
Water gushes up from hundreds of underground springs.
Predispose.
Our psychological history strongly predisposes us to fall for only certain types of people.
Languish.
As he languished in prison, Paul seems to have begun reflecting.
Ravage.
His brother John ravages the kingdom with fire and sword.
Exodus.
We need to focus on our cases or there will be a mass exodus of clients.
Compound.
Amino acids are organic compounds that form protein.
Subject.
Andrew, don't change the subject.
Couple.
A couple minutes later, Dad knocked on my door.
Downtown.
I need to meet a client downtown.
Backlighting.
The backlighting system includes a large array of blue LEDs that generate exceptional brightness.
Mild. Sometimes cold and dry, sometimes mild and wet.
Consistency.
Acting is about consistency and control.
Exalt.
No evolution in my work this year, so I lost an exalting chance.
Soluble.
Unlike salt, though, it's not very soluble in water.
Academy.
First, I want to go to the Los Angeles Academy of Fashion and Design.
Prodigious.
She was a witch of prodigious skill, and possessed of much gold.
Brief.
Yeah, you're right. Life is brief.
Optimistic.
They were optimistic about the future of their own families.
Marked.
If you practice that often, you will notice a marked difference.
Typify.
And there's one garden that for me typifies the bold...
Imitation.
There can be no creation before imitation.
Gallery.
You must send it to the best art gallery in London.
Compile.
The stories told by the old have been compiled into a book.
Propel.
Extraordinary men propel us forward.